Hey, Adam Lincoln here. Welcome to Sport of Business. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about how being depressed as can be very hard on your business. Shocker, right? Let's get into it. So I started my business around 2006, 2007, and started building it full time through around a period from 2007 to 2011 before I really brought on any employees or had people in-house or had an office space. So over that period, I want you to imagine something. When you see and hear about online business, you assume that it's someone who's taking their computer, they're nomading across the world, or they're at the beach on their computer with tons of friends around with a fruity drink in their hand. It's just living the dream. Well, the truth is, very few people actually do that shit. The truth is, most of us sit at home on our ass, maybe in bed. A lot of times we don't even put pants on. We're just sitting there in our drawers working from a laptop. All right, now I want you to imagine, that sounds pretty cool, right? But here's the problem with that. It is really cool. You know, it was really cool in 2007 and then 2008. It started getting a little weird in 2009 when I started realizing that I was developing a really, really strong case of depression and anxiety because I wasn't seeing people, I wasn't interacting with people on a regular daily basis. When I look back at this time period, I was really started stacking problems together and I didn't realize it. From 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, I started to develop what's called, and I've been diagnosed with, as general anxiety disorder. Now, again, this mental illness is no joke. It's not something that at all should be funny. It's a serious problem. And I think it's a serious problem in the online business space that's being developed without people really realizing it. Mine developed because I chose a lifestyle of simplicity over necessity. It was a lot easier for me to sit at home on my ass, work from my computer, and not have to really go anywhere or do anything. The only place I would go is to a local Dollar General down the street, and if I was feeling really froggy, I would go to Kroger, which is the bigger grocery store about another mile away. For multiple years, I stayed within a 6-mile radius from my house, never leaving, never going on trips, never doing anything, because again, I traded in simplicity versus necessity. Necessity would have been interacting with friends, going and hanging out with people, going places, going to events and conferences. Over this period, when I was developing generalized anxiety disorder, I reached a point in my life where I couldn't even go into a grocery store because as soon as I pulled up and I saw so many people there, it was just a rush of adrenaline. It was a rush of fear. It was a rush of me thinking that everyone there was making fun of me, that everyone was looking at me, everyone had a problem with me. All of this was going on in my mind, and I had no idea why, but it felt so real. Through these years of developing this mental illness year after year after year, it just got worse and worse and worse. During this period, I turned to the bottle. I started drinking, which to me was a great cure for short-term anxiety. But again, talk about a huge problem from a depression angle. I started getting more and more depressed. I started drinking more and more. And now all of a sudden, not only do I have general anxiety most of the time, but I was developing an alcoholism and becoming an alcoholic in the grand scheme of it. So business, again, was okay. I worked a lot, which kept me away from the bottle for the most part, which was awesome. It also kept me away from people, which was, again, the beginning of the problem. Over the years, though, some things changed, and thank God they did. The business, fortunately enough, grew to a level to where I needed help. So I started hiring people. And to be perfectly honest, the first hire I ever had was a local college student. She was fresh out of high school who had never worked in my arena before. And I didn't care because her only job, to be perfectly honest, was to make sure I showed up for work. Because the way I did it was when I got the office and I got this first hire, it was a financial decision at that point for me to get out of bed and go to our office and face the people who I had to face. It terrified the shit out of me to leave, to drive 25, 30 minutes into neighboring Roanoke City to my office. But if I didn't, I knew that there would be a hire there that was just collecting a payment without having to do anything. An office bill that, again, if I'm not there and not utilizing it, I'm wasting money. And at that point, I would be wasting a lot of money if I didn't show up. By doing that, I had to start interacting with people. And again, I'm someone that I look back at and I have such an ego problem. You see, I was too egotistical, too manly to ever admit that I had a problem. I was too manly to ever admit that I needed help. I was too manly to ever be willing to go talk to somebody. And because of that, in my mind, I lost years of my life that I could have lived. And still to this day, there's a reason why I don't go to a lot of conferences. It's because when I'm in large groups of people, I have anxiety like no other. There's reasons why when I eat at restaurants, I eat with my back to a wall. Because I don't know who's coming up behind me. I don't know how many people are there, and it gives me anxiety. It scares the hell out of me. Anxiety and mental illness together is something that I think needs to have more attention on for the online business space as a whole. Because now that more and more people, and thankfully, and I love this, that as the years progress, more people are going to be able to start working from home, have their freedom back, be able to be at home with hopefully their families or their kids and do something awesome. But that also brings in a whole lot of people who are just going to work from home alone, have nobody, work, for me it's 16 hours a day, not having anyone to talk to that's not through text messaging or typing. Some lessons to take from this is one of my biggest regrets in life is when I knew that I had this problem, I didn't do shit about it. And I hope that if you're sitting there and you have this problem, you're more man than I am, or more manly or more womanly than I am to have the courage to go ask for help, to have the courage to go talk to somebody. When you feel this happening to you, it does not get better until you do something about it. I was just fortunate enough to have enough willpower to get my ass out of bed, to get my ass out of my home and force myself to an office. Because had I not done that in that moment, I would still probably be working from home today. And that would be that. So I urge you, and again, this is something that's happening to a lot of people right now. The majority of people probably don't even know it, that you're going through mental illness, you're going through some mental issues. The internet's really fucked us up in a lot of ways. Social media, the internet, the ability to work from home, the ability to not have to have as much human interaction is a problem. So I strongly urge you to get out, spend more time with your friends. When you have a problem, or if you feel this problem coming on, you do something about it, because trust me, it's not going to get better. I lost years of my life dealing with it, and I do not want to see that happen to anyone else. But also, there's benefit to coming out the other side, having the courage to go through it, even though my path wasn't as good as I wished it would have been. I wish I could have fixed this sooner and not spent years within the confined space of a 6-mile radius. But over time, it makes you feel like you can accomplish anything. You can accomplish big goals. I still think when I go into a grocery store today, I still can't believe that I was too afraid to do this. Just a few years ago, I was too afraid to walk into a grocery store, and now it's just like a joke to me. But I just want to end with, hey, you've got someone here that I would never judge you. I would never in a million years judge you. Reach out, DM me, facebook.com/robert.lincolnauger, message me. I'd love to talk to you because I've been there. Still am there to an extent. And do me a favor, like this video, comment. It's going to help get the word out. We need more people, especially business owners in general, who try to look like they're superheroes. We're not. We're not superheroes at all. We're just men and women who go through our own struggles and go through our own hardships, and we need each other to lean on sometimes. So I've got you. Please subscribe if you haven't yet, so you can join our community, you can join our family, and again, reach out anytime you want, because I'm here for you. And I wish you an incredible day, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Talk to you soon.